Hey guys, welcome to Sleeping on the Couch again. This is episode 7.4. You have no idea all the difficulties we've gone through this week in our change of equipment. Hopefully our audio sounds okay. It might be a little subpar. If that's the case, and I'll be fixing that between now and next week. But anyway, hopefully it's not terrible. So what is today's subject matter?
Today we're going to talk about friendships with the opposite sex when you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be just dating or married. It doesn't matter.
Wonder how many guys just rolled their eyes and women just kind of cringed at that.
But,
yeah.
I've got lots of opinions on it. Lots.
I think there's rules of engagement that as long as you're appropriate, I think, you can have friends of the opposite sex.
Yeah.
You might have to scale back on some things or,
scale back on things. What does that mean?
Well, the communication, going out with them, those kind of things that you might be doing as you're, when you're single.
True. Yeah.
So I've got a couple of, girls that are good friends that I would hang out with pretty regularly. And when you and I got together, I ceased to do that. We're still friends. I still consider them friends, but I don't just hang out with them anymore. And then there's a couple that you've gotten to know in the meantime that I think you'd be comfortable now hanging out with and actually enjoy their company.
Yeah, I think for me it's just and for probably a lot of women. I mean, if it's, like one of the comments on last week's video, when we asked if you if your significant other, if you could be friends with your opposite sex. One of the comments was my best friend Sarah, and she said, it's okay if they're your friends as well,
right? If both couples
which makes sense,
or
so
if they're single, then they're still friends with both.
If you and Sarah went out, wouldn't bother me.
Had a drink or something after work, that wouldn't be any big deal.
That wouldn't bother me.
And same with her husband, and if you guys got together and had a drink, and Sarah and I weren't there, no big deal.
Yeah,
but I think that's because of the high quality of friendship. I don't know.
I also feel like if there is a friend you have of the opposite sex that I am not friends with, I feel like that's a red flag.
Hey. What's up?
Who the f*** are you? Why is she in your back seat?
We're hanging out.
I thought we were hanging out. Who are you?
I'm his girlfriend. Why is she in your back seat?
I didn't know you had a girlfriend.
What is she talking about?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
hey,
agree.
I'm going to go have drinks with Patricia. Who the fuck is Patricia? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just that's my opinion. I mean,
I agree.
My friends are your friends and vice versa. So it shouldn't really be an issue. So
really just, if you're in a relationship, you have to take the other person's, thoughts on it into account. So
yeah, for sure.
Definitely something you want to talk about because different couples might be a little bit different in their approach to it.
I don't think it's so much a trust thing because I know everyone, you guys don't trust each other. No, it's not a trust thing. It's more of a respect.
Well, and you don't want to put yourself in that situation because things can, if you put yourself in a scenario like that repeatedly, that can
turn into trust issues.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know.
What do you guys think?
Can you be friends with the opposite sex?
I don't know. So, I would say yes, for sure.
Fine line.
I've got a number of guy friends that if you said, hey, I ran into, Scott, we're going to go get a beer. I don't think that'd be a big deal. But it's, again, because of that level of trust that's there. Again, it's not trust. It's, what is it?
Respect.
Yeah.
It's respect.
Trust plays a role.
For sure.
But
I think so. End. And I think the main reason why we were going to do this episode is we had someone who watches that actually brought it up, which I didn't even think of, which is actually this is a really good topic.
Why don't we go through that scenario and then rate him on how he did?
1 through 10?
Yeah.
Negatives?
Yeah. We're not going to use real names, right?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Okay. So
No.
So there's 3 people involved in this
3
scenario,
people.
right? So let's list off who they are.
So we've got Ted.
Ted, when
You
Ted's-
remember that.
You'll remember which one.
You'll
Ted
remember
is.
Ted.
Yeah.
We've got Ted. Ted and Mary are together.
Oh, I see. Are they married?
Yes.
Ted and Mary. Is that why you did that?
No.
Oh.
Ted and Mary
Well,
are
that'll be easy
married.
to remember by at least.
Ted and Mary are married. Then we've got Rita over here.
Oh,
Rita's
third party Rita.
Third party.
Okay.
Third party.
And
whore.
their relationship.
I'm just kidding. I don't know her.
Background. How does he know Rita?
So Ted knows Rita. I guess they were friends in high school.
Mm-hmm.
He had a crush on her in high school, supposedly. And so
Does Mary know Rita?
they're friends. I think Mary knows of Rita.
Okay, we'll try and keep this simple, but I'm just
Yeah.
trying to establish some.
I think Mary knows of Rita because I think Ted and Rita had worked together previously.
Okay.
So,
And Mary's opinion of Rita then, if she knows of her, does she have an opinion?
not a very good one, I don't think.
Oh. Any particular reason why? Or just because
she didn't
she's
tell
a former
me.
crush?
Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
was it, really.
okay.
Former crush. I mean, yeah. So,
Rita didn't have like some terrible reputation or anything like that.
not that I know of.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
So, one of Ted and Rita's mutual friends croaked, basically.
Passed away.
Passed away.
Everybody dies.
Yeah, but usually at the end of their life, and just the once and forever.
Everybody's different.
I'm sorry. Sorry for your loss. And
Okay.
okay. And so Ted informed Rita that this person passed away.
And in the course of conversation.
In the course of conversation, they started talking, and then they decided that they wanted to meet up over a business thing, supposedly.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that sounds fishy just to begin with.
So
How can I get together with this person? Yeah.
So Mary.
Are we keeping score?
Oh yeah.
Or do
What's
you
your
wanna do
score on
at the
that?
end? You want to do that at the end, or do you want to do that as we
Do
go?
it as we go. Yeah.
All right. Well, right up front, I mean, the business dealing. Did Mary know about this when?
I think so. I think Ted told her about it
Before
like,
or after?
Before, like, hey, I might meet up with her to go over this. And Mary, I don't know, she just felt uncomfortable automatically.
Okay.
Uncomfortable from
Well,
the
you should
past.
probably ask if they're comfortable.
Yeah.
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 So negative. 2 points.
Negative. You said 2?
Yeah. I mean,
I was going to say 2.
yeah. Negative.
Negative 2. Ted, negative 2.
You're below 0 already, Ted.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So the day that Ted and Rita meet up, Ted calls Mary, his wife, mind you.
Yeah.
His wife, and says, hey, can you pick up the kids from school? I'm not going to make it in time. She said, okay. Didn't ask questions. Bye. Whatever.
Did she know why he wasn't going to make it? Oh.
-5,
Yeah,
bro.
I was gonna say, that's a little bit,
a negative
that's a
5.
few more points. -5. You're at -7, Ted.
Sorry, bro.
Not doing well.
Why do I keep saying bro? Sorry, bro. Bruh. So then, gosh, I can't remember who called who. Mary must have called. I think Mary called Ted after a while and was like, hey, what are you doing?
Do you know how much time had elapsed?
No.
Is this like a long time, like a couple hours?
I don't know.
With no communication?
So, Ted said, oh, I met up with Rita at her house, had a couple drinks,
Oh, okay,
smoked.
there's more points gone. at her house.
Smoked some
And they,
herb.
oh, Ted, man, you are like negative.
And then they went to a public place and talked about business.
Is that verifiable? Or is that just,
I don't know.
I'm curious because
I don't know.
It matters.
Yeah.
Like, saying you went to a public place versus
I don't know.
making that verifiable. Ted, you're not looking great in this scenario so far. I mean, I'm all for standing up for the guys as much as I can, but
Sometimes you can't.
Ted's not looking good here. And
So Ted's at like -10.
Yeah, or worse.
so I think so. Ted came home after he was done,
Okay.
and Mary brought it up that it bothered her, and he apologized.
And you said that was not in his nature from the time you knew him, right?
Yes.
So the apology was kind of a step forward for.
Yeah, but see, it's hard because
So do
I
we
haven't
do we
known
give
him
Ted
for like a decade.
Do we give Ted a +3 for the apology?
We could do probably a +5,
Plus
to be
5?
honest.
Okay,
So he's
okay.
at -5.
Okay.
So he apologized. And I think there's a difference between saying I'm sorry and actually genuinely being apologetic and sincere and
Yeah, I didn't hear the apology.
And I don't
so
know.
I don't know.
yeah, so I don't know.
Here's my thought on it though. Ted's an adult.
Mhm.
If he was in high school, I can see this scenario sort of just being
Right.
something a lot of people go through.
Yeah.
How old is Ted? Yeah, roughly.
Mid-30s, late 30s. No,
Okay.
late 30s.
Late
Maybe
30s, yeah.
40.
Ted should know better. Than,
Yeah.
Yeah. Could it be
yeah.
innocent? Yeah.
Oh,
The whole thing
absolutely.
could have been just
Absolutely.
completely
He could have
not
went
thinking
about
what he's
it.
doing, but
He could have went about it a different way.
yeah, I can see why Mary would be bent out of
Upset.
shape. Yeah.
And I will tell you a funny story. When I was married to my ex-husband, my first husband.
Mhm.
So when I was married to him, he was in the military. We were stationed down south. And he told me one day, he kept talking about these friends that he was meeting when he was on base and all of this stuff. And he kept bringing up this girl. And I was like, red flag immediately. That's what girls think. Like, if their significant others bringing up, like, these girls constantly, like, oh, my friend, blah, blah,
Oh, yeah.
blah.
Yeah.
And so they're just like, instantly women are going to be like, ooh, who is that?
I know, man. She's so gorgeous. And she's so nice. She's literally the prettiest girl in the world.
Baby, put the gas can down.
Oh.
Can you do that?
Oh, sorry. Oh. If she's so pretty, then why don't you date her?
Because she's my mother, okay? I'm allowed to think my mom is pretty. Will you?
Now,
You know?
sometimes though, that's legit. Like,
Yeah.
I've got a couple friends that I really think of like sisters.
Yeah.
I mean, that is literally how the relationship has always been.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
And I
I
truly,
get it. I still get it.
yeah, I was very like on alert with it.
Mhm.
And so
did
one
you say
night,
women are worse about that, right? Like guys, probably when you're younger, high school, maybe age,
Mhm.
guys don't look out for guys in quite the same way. But as you
Yeah.
get older, I think
Women,
men have had enough experience
yeah,
going through some crap that we really don't do that to each other.
yeah,
Not
I
saying nobody
will
does.
straight up tell you that is why I don't have a lot of women friends because
Yeah.
I feel like some of them are snakes. I'm sorry. I'll get hate for it, but I
Some
don't
of your
care.
friends are snakes?
No, not my friends.
Oh.
Women, not my friends.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, women. I feel
Yeah.
like women can be snakes
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
in general. They can be, not all of them. Not all of them. But that is my opinion. So anyway, with this girl, I was on alert, whatever. One night, my husband comes home from work and he's like, hey, so-and-so, trying to think of a name here so we don't use her name.
You don't have to say.
I don't know.
Whatever.
So-and-so asked me to come over to fix her washer. Because,
Yeah, it's another home visit.
because,
Yeah. That's
something's wrong with
That's
it.
definitely just not. if you're going to do a home visit situation, you should probably take your spouse or your girlfriend or whatever.
Okay, so that's what he did. Him and I were dating at the time.
He did take you.
And I was like, excuse me, like, what? We've been dating for like a year or two, and you're just going to go to this chick's house and fix her washer. Washer.
Well,
sure.
There could be a legitimate case for that.
It was.
Okay.
It was. So he's like, well, just come with me then. And I'm like, okay, fine. Let's meet this bitch. And I walk in and I'm like, blah, 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 whatever. So funny story is her and I are very good friends now.
Now?
Yes.
Oh.
I met her. So she doesn't live in this area. You've never met her. But we joke about it all the time. After that, her and I exchanged numbers. And literally, my ex would come home from work some days, and her and I would be drinking and smoking on the front porch. Like, cracking, just laughing. We'd be toasted. And he'd walk up and be like, oh,
okay.
So you guys are hanging out?
Okay. Okay. I'm lost in the timeline. I know where this is going. I misunderstood. So go ahead.
No, that was it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, you're friends now?
Yeah. Her and I are friends still to this day.
Oh.
Yeah. You've never met her.
No, but I got that story wrong then. I didn't realize that.
No.
Cool.
Nope. Yeah.
I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, her and I are still friends. We still laugh about it.
You and I worked out. So we didn't think that was going to happen.
No, this is true. So, moral of the story is Ted. Don't be a Ted. Instead of don't be a shitty person, don't be a Ted.
Yeah, we could.
I'm just kidding because I really do love the girl that messaged me about this.
And
but
maybe Ted was innocent in this and just didn't think it through.
Yeah.
But
very well could have been.
I would say in a court of law, if we were putting this in a court of law, Ted lost the case.
Yes. Yeah. And Ted sleeping in the doghouse out in the backyard.
So
I think I will say if he continues to do these things, that would be a red flag.
Pattern,
huge red flag.
Yeah. One incident.
But
I mean, take note of it. Mm-hmm. If it's a continuous, then so hopefully that
could just be a one-off.
Breaks it down a little bit better for you, and you've got a male perspective, a female perspective on it.
Yeah. And hopefully you can't hear our puppy barking in the background.
Oh, yeah. They probably can. God. You definitely have a case there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I think so.
But, as long as it's not a pattern, I'd say, chalk it up to experience and move forward.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
For sure.
Okay.
Well, all right.
Hopefully we did that well. Broke that down okay. Do you have thoughts on something for next week? I know
Absolutely
we talked about
not.
maybe doing another game, so I don't know if we have looked into all the suggestions that we've gotten so far.
Because it's taken us
but I did
4
like the game.
fucking times to do this.
Well,
so
that's what happens when you change equipment. But I don't know. I like the game a couple weeks ago, so maybe we'll come up with one of those, or maybe we'll find something else to kind of dive into a little bit, or we could do like some mini segments, like some
reels.
Well, instead of going through one whole subject, like 4 or 5 little tiny subject. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. You generally come up with the ideas for these things, so
I do.
Yeah, I'm usually just sort of caught off guard when we sit down.
Pressure's on.
Anyway, okay. Well, we'll figure out again between now and next week. We're still kind of playing with the channel, figuring out where we want to go with it. So, playing with ideas, seeing what works, seeing what we like, seeing what other people respond to. So, we'll do that between now and then. Yeah. And at the end of the day,
my God,
just remember.
Listen.
I know, I hear it. Dear Lord.
We're keeping that in there.
Remember, at the end of the day, don't be a shitty person.
Don't be a shitty person, and don't be a Gus.
Right.
Or cat.
And we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.